When you know, you know. Knowing is truly the secret. Many of you have heard Neville Goddard especially talk about feeling as a secret. And I made a video about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and I titled it Knowing is the Secret. And I walked through how I manifested things before just knowing. And I want to talk about this little secret, that knowing is a secret. That little secret, you all are experiencing it right now, all the time. You always have. You will, and you always will. So I want to share with you this knowing. I picked it up quite a bit this last week in clients. And yesterday I had back-to-back clients all day long, and I asked them, I surveyed all of them. If they described to me a knowing, I asked them to describe to me what they experienced, how they experienced a knowing, so that I can come back and share it with all of you, because that knowing is who you really are. Welcome, my name is Rose, and welcome to The Rosey Life, where we help you free your mind and follow your heart so you live a life that you love. If you're interested in working one-on-one with me or join the Rosey Life course and community, you know what to do. Go to RoseyLife.com and you can read all the information there. All right, so, and I love that the community is growing. I think we have well over 100 people in there now, and it is so fun, and I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you that are in there helping and answering questions and supporting each other. And I love all of you too for subscribing to The Rosey Life. I love reading your comments, your success stories, and thank you for liking the video, and thank you for sharing The Rosey Life with others, so that helps The Rosey Life keep growing faster and faster. Okay, so now I want to start with a success story. And this is going to segue into this lesson of knowing is truly the secret, and knowing is what you're all experiencing right now, but it feels hidden from you, but it's not, and that was the whole point. It's the built-in knowing within you. And I want to share a success story with you. She's a client, and she was first a subscriber that found me a couple months ago, and I'll read you her success story. Then she joined the community, and then she has done 3 sessions with me, I believe. She's done, I can't remember how many sessions we've done together, but her transformation has been fast, and I want to share with you what she's done so far. All right, so here's her success story. She says, back in July, so she's a 4th of July YouTuber baby from The Rosey Life, another one. Okay, so back in July, I was on YouTube, and one of the Rosey Life videos popped up on my screen. This is the story of many of you guys, and I love it. I'm so eternally grateful for all of you. I don't remember the title, but it caught my attention, and I watched it, and my first thought was, OMG, someone is finally explaining Neville Goddard, live in the end, which we're going to talk about in this video, in a way that I understand. I had been asking for this for years, she wrote in caps, and here it was in front of me. I was so happy. I think I watched about half a dozen more videos, and then found one on a technique one of her clients used to forgive his ex-wife, which an amazing video, and I'm going to link it. I immediately used the same technique to forgive my mom. Even though I had tried doing this in person and in meditation, it never felt as though it was done. But with the method Rose gave, it worked instantly, and I have felt great ever since. Fast forward a few days, and I signed up for the Rosey Life course and community. After completing the first module and watching a few more of her videos, I decided to sign up for her one-on-one coaching, and that was like a rocket boost for me. I've been getting that a lot this week, that people are just like, I had no idea why I was signing up for you. I didn't feel like I needed it, but like I did, and like, oh my God, this blew my mind, the session. And I also want to say that some of you have said like you feel like if you ask for coaching that you're admitting that you're not living in the end, that you're not in your wish fulfilled. That's not true. Okay, that is not true, because it's better for you to get someone to help you and shift you into like where your power is, than for you to sit there and nail bite and hold on because you're afraid of the feelings or afraid of holding on to thinking you're not in the state of your wish fulfilled by asking for help. That's never true. And I used to say that as a therapist. Asking for help is not holding you back. It's actually just keeping you stuck. You don't need the help, you don't need the coaching, but if you're compelled to do it like these clients have, then follow that heart, whether it's with me or someone else. I'm not selling myself, you do it, okay? I have been wanting to change jobs, continued, for some time, and ideally want to travel and get paid for it, but have felt it was too wishful thinking to get such a job, and I have no professional travel experience. Well, one of Rose's questions when I signed up was, what do you want to work with? Why do you want to work with me? That's a question that I asked when you sign up. And so I wrote down to help get this dream job. At our first meeting, I told her my desire, and she helped me to live in the end of this desire. A day or two later, I felt inspired to go on Indeed to see if I could find any travel jobs. There weren't any, but then I was led to look for a job in a completely different field, so I did. There was only one job listed, and it's not something I would think would appeal to me, but for some reason I was drawn to apply for it, so I did. She followed her inspiration. Now, I haven't put together a resume in over a decade, so I found a resume writing software and put one together in about 45 minutes and sent it in. The company emailed me about 2 hours later asking if I could come in for an interview that week, and so I did. They said out of over 60 candidates, I was one of the 5 people called in to interview. Then the following week, there was a second interview with a person I would be working for, and I was told they were down to 3 candidates for the job. The people I was interviewing with went on vacation for 2 weeks, and I just had my 3rd interview yesterday. They asked me if I had any other degrees besides my bachelor's or any other certifications. I didn't list them on my resume because I did not want to appear overqualified, but rather than avoiding that question or lying, I let them know I did and said that they were because I knew the job was mine, and that none of this mattered because from the time of my first interview until one yesterday, I just kept seeing the job as mine. I saw myself at the desk working, interacting with people, and just assumed it was mine and for more money than they were offering. I told myself the interview was done, and although I was going through the 3D process, none of it mattered because it was my job already. This morning, I woke up to an email with an offer letter, and the salary is $5,000 more than they listed on the Indeed posting. I'm also working for an executive who is well known in the community that I would have never have expected to work for in a million years because I have never worked in this field before and have no background or experience in this field. Is it the travel job I was dreaming of? No, but I have a feeling, a knowing. This is leading to something bigger, and I'm trusting that my higher self has greater things in mind. The point of the story is to keep focusing on what you want, and if you're led in a different direction, follow it because it could lead to something even bigger you might not have asked for. Also, having someone to coach you can help propel you forward, so if you can, book a meeting with Rose. I tripled my salary in less than 2 months of coaching. Well, now I have 4 weeks paid vacation. I had 0 before, plus other benefits, so it was a bargain in my opinion. I love her success story because it's so detailed and helpful for all of you to follow and read or listen to along, okay? So like she said, is that the dream job? No. Was she qualified for this job because it required travel expertise and she had zero? But remember what her desire is. She wants to be able to travel. She wants to get paid to travel. And this, she was inspired to apply for it even though she has no experience. Do you see where this is going? It's, to me, it's like so obvious. It's like it's part of her bridge of incidents. Okay, so let's dig deeper into this, okay? That knowing is I am, okay? Hold on. Wrong one. Let me start with this. But that's true. That knowing is I am. Okay, but I'm in my dream job. Okay, I'm in my dream job in life. That was her living in the end that we concluded to in our first session. That she's in her dream job, and that was obviously implied that she wants to travel and get paid for it. Okay, but she didn't really know how or what that looked like. I just had her go to the end of what her life was like, and this is what she would experience. That I'm in my dream job and dream life. And I love this. That's her living in the end. When I wrote this out, you guys, I personally had never really seen this acronym, but you hear a lot. Neville Goddard talks about living in the end, right? And then I wrote out the acronym to save space, and look what it is. It says light. Living in the light. How freaking cool is that? Because that's what we're doing. We're living in the light. We're living in fulfillment. We're living in love. We're living in God. That is living in the end. That's what it means. Isn't that amazing? I just love that. That's like synchronicity. Okay, so next, after she declared who she wants to be, no, she had no idea what kind of job that would mean, by the way. She just knew she didn't want to be in the current job and she wanted to move into something that she wanted involving travel. Okay, so she said next, she felt inspired to look where? On Indeed for jobs online. I was drawn to something I didn't think I'd like and wasn't even qualified for it, but I applied for it anyway. She felt inspired and pulled to look in a different direction in a completely unrelated, non-travel job in a different sector, and she was like, I would have never applied for this, but she did anyway. And she says, I have a feeling. What is that? I have a feeling. It's that knowing, and it's not even a feeling, and a lot of people get this, like Neville Goddard says, feeling as a secret. It's knowing. I have a knowing. This is leading to something bigger. That knowing is what we're going to keep going into on this video. Okay, I have a feeling this is leading to me something bigger, because that feeling, that knowing is not even a feeling, you guys. And that's what I'm gonna share with you, all the little survey that I took with the different clients to be able to share this with you guys and from different perspectives. Okay, I know something you don't know. Have you guys ever heard that? You're like, I know something you don't know, right? It's like you say that like kind of joking around, teasing. I know something you don't know, right? Because you do. You know something that the other person, maybe it's a surprise, or you just kind of, you're looking around in a room, you're just like, you're like her, she already knew this was her job. She's like, I don't care if 600 people showed up. You're like, I know something you don't know, that this job is mine, right? That's what this, an example of knowing. So here are like some of the results from my one-on-one sessions this week, because so many of the clients this week shared that they just know something, and it was unrelated to what they want, what they were going to talk to me about, but they kept using this word, I just know. I just know. And I asked them, I said, explain your experience of knowing what, no matter what it is, it's not related to what they want, but they were sharing other things, or I just knew that it was going to work out for me. They said the experience of it is, they said it's solid. It's just at their core. It's true. It's truth. It just is. It just is. It is. It's not a feeling. All of them said this, by the way, and there was many. all of them said it was not a feeling. They were like, no, it's not a feeling. This knowing, it's not forced either. You don't have to try to do it. It's just, I just know, right? It's, I know, if for example, I know better. Some of these clients said things like this. You're just like, I just know better is happening. I just know I'm meant for more. Something inside me is, I know I'm meant for bigger. I know I'm not meant to suffer. Something inside of me just knows that I have more, that I am more, that there is more. I just know, and I can't put my finger on it. I can't describe it. I can't even describe a feeling. I can't describe with words. I just know something is here. I just know something's inside of me. Are you guys getting it? That it's not a feeling, that the feeling that Neville even described, it's a knowing. And I'm going to share with you one of his quotes here in a few minutes to even further it, because a lot of people try really hard to have feelings and experience like emotions and try to feel their wish fulfilled, and that's fine. That's cool to do an imaginal act, but that's a technique. It's not a requirement for you to feel that you have it or feel it. It's part of the technique that he used for you to go into sats and visualize or feel the tones of reality, right? But that's not required. That was his technique. That knowing, as you're going to see, is on a whole nother level, is above it, is beyond feelings, okay? So as I showed you guys sneak peek before, that knowing is I am. That knowing is reality. I am is reality. I am, when you declare I am, that is knowing. It's built into I am. It's reality. It's the only reality. Your knowing is awareness, okay? It is God. It is source. It is truth. It is love. It is peace. It's rock solid, right? And that is what these clients were describing. So who am I? That's what you want to ask yourself. Who am I? I am the knowing. Because I know I know that many of you have experienced what I'm already talking about. That knowing, I just know that I'm meant for something better. I know there's an easier way. I just know it. I just can't find it right at this second. I just can't find the right words to describe it. I just know. That knowing is what I shared with so many clients this week so far. That knowing is what you want to keep putting your awareness on. That knowing is the I am. You don't have to go find the feeling of I am. You don't have to try to be I am. You don't have to try to make yourself feel that you have something. That knowing is I am. That knowing is what you can rely on. That knowing is the truth. That knowing is the cause. That knowing is everything. That is already in you. And it's so obvious that you overlook it. That knowing is there. It's always there. It never left you. It's still here and it will always be with you. You are, I love this. By the way, one of you, and I missed it, and I had it on my screen and then I missed it, but one of you wonderful subscribers shared a 4-minute clip from The Lion King, and where I forgot the name of the monkey, where the monkey's talking to the Lion King after his dad passed away, after Mufasa passed away, and he's telling him, like, yeah, you got to snap out of this sad thing that you're a loser because you are the king. And that's a 4-minute scene. One of you shared it and I watched it and I said, oh, I love when Disney movies pop up and just use analogies that just parallel everything that we're learning. So I watched it. So thank you. And if whoever you are, you can clip it again and you can add the link again, and I'll make sure that I'll see it in this video to share it with everyone else. But you are, so the monkey's telling the Lion King, he's saying, you are Mufasa's son. Listen to this. You are Mufasa's son, Lion King. He lives in you. He lives in you. He's telling him his dad lives in him. You have forgotten who you are. You must take your place. Remember who you are. You are my son. Because this is when he looks in a reflection of water, because the monkey says, look in the reflection of the water to see who you are. And he says, I only see my face. And he said, look further. And then he sees the image of his dad in him. And then that's when he hears, you are my son. You are king. Wow, do you see this? This is so cool. So you are Mufasa's son. You are the son of God. You are the king. You are the queen. You are the great I am. He lives in you. You have forgotten who you are and identified as this physical body, as this limited self, as this person that's struggling and suffering. And then it says, you have forgotten who you are. You must take your place and remember who you are. You are my son. You are the king. This is like full-on scriptures, you guys. This is like all kinds. This is like A Course in Miracles. This is like scriptures. This is like Buddhism. This is like Taoism. This is like all talking the same thing in a little Disney movie. How cool is that? Do you see? So it says you have forgotten who you are. When you have forgotten who you are, you're wandering around trying to feel who you are, trying to capture the wish fulfilled, trying to feel things for feeling, trying to affirm all day long, trying to robotically convince yourself or reprogram your mind. You're doing all that stuff because you forgot who you are. That is why you're trying so hard. That's why you're efforting so hard. That's why you're unhappy and miserable and suffering and forcing yourself to script and do all kinds of things that, yeah, those all things are powerful, because I couldn't tell you that they're not powerful if you were an unlimited being and everything works, because it all works. But it's also showing you that you've forgotten who you are, and that's why you're trying so hard. Do you see? So you must take your place. You must take your place. Remember who you are. You are my son. You are the king. You are the great I am. I mean, come on, you guys. Mic drop moment. Okay, so, and then I pulled up these two scriptures to kind of reflect this. This one is John 14:7. Then I want to read you a quote from Neville to end it. If you really know me, if you really know me, it doesn't say if you feel me. It doesn't say if you find me. It says if you really know me, you will. Not maybe, perhaps, if you're lucky. No, you will know my Father as well. From now on, you do know him and have seen him. So if you really know me, you means you remember who you are, you will know my Father, that the Father is within you. From now on, and at that point, you know him and have seen him, because you are him. And here in 1 John 5:15, it says, and if we know that he hears us. I get goosebumps when I read certain scriptures, and this is one of them. And if we know that he hears us, because he does, whatever we ask, we know that we have what we asked of him. Again, and if we know he hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have what we asked of him. But here's this. If you don't think that he hears you, if you think that you have to meet certain conditions, if you think that you have to fix yourself or something's wrong with you, or that you have to do a lot of loops, or that you have to do techniques, or that you have to fix something in you like trauma, or that you have to fix something that you're eating or smoking or doing or smelling or licking or whatever, if you believe that, then yeah, no, then you're not going to believe it, none of this. You're going to think that all this is fake and phony. Because the key, even the Lion King, it says, remember who you are. You must take your place. You must take your place, because that's how you know that you are heard. You remember who you are, and you just occupy it, you claim it. I am him. I am that great I am. And I'm going to be doing a video about, and the video is just going to be focused on walking you through practicing the presence of God. And I've done this many, many times for the last several days with clients, and they are really understanding it, because it's not, you don't have to feel it. It's just turning your awareness within and choosing and claiming, I am the Son of God. I am God. I am that great I am. And you don't have to feel it. And so if you're trying to feel it, you might feel forced and frustrated. Allow the Father to reveal himself to you and through you without you trying. You don't have to force it. And here's the last Neville Goddard quote I wanted to leave you from his book, or his lecture called Feeling is the Secret. Because the answer is in the last sentence. All you can possibly need or desire is already yours. You need no helper to give it to you. Meaning you don't need me, you don't need anyone, you don't need anything, you don't need the money, you don't need the time, you don't need anyone or anything, because it's all already yours. It says, call your desires into being by imagining and feeling your wish fulfilled. This is Neville's technique. By imagining and feeling your wish fulfilled, as the end is accepted. Okay, remember, he says imagining and feeling your wish fulfilled. That was Neville Goddard's technique, to imagine and feel things. He felt things, but that wasn't the key. The key is, as the end is accepted. You can imagine all day long and feel it amazing, but have you accepted it? As the end is accepted, you become totally indifferent as to possible failure. You're like, that's not even, failure is not an option. When you emerge from the moment of prayer, it is as though you were shown the happy and successful end of a play, although you were not shown how that end was achieved, because you went to the end. You see, you're not shown all the how, you're shown the end. You go to the end. However, he says, having witnessed the end and accepting it, regardless of any anticlimactic sequence, I love that. Regardless of any anticlimactic sequence, meaning no movement, looks like nothing's happening. That was an amazing imaginal act. And there's no anticlimactic sequence happening. The bridge looks like super boring. It looks like nothing's happening. But he says you remain calm and secure in the knowledge that the end has been perfectly defined. That last sentence is everything. I'm going to read it again. However, having witnessed the end that you imagined, and you use all the tones of reality, that's cool. That was a cool technique. Sweet, nice, love it. Yeah. Regardless of any anticlimactic sequence, doesn't matter. You remain calm and secure in the knowledge that the end has been perfectly defined. You are calm and secure in the knowledge, in the knowing. You are in that knowing that always is within you, that knowing that I just know that something's on for me. I just know I'm meant for something greater. There's something inside of me that tells me that I'm meant to be famous or millionaire or whatever it is that you want, right? That's something I just know, Rose, I just know. That knowing is that I am saying, yes, you are right. You know, because it's yours. All right, so I know that this video is going to impact many of you, and it's going to give you infinite aha light bulb shifts, whatever it is that you need, even if it's the slightest shift, even if it's just the slightest bit of movement. Know that even if it's just the slightest movement packs a powerful punch. Any shift packs a powerful punch, and it's a domino effect. It's a ripple effect in all of your reality. I'm so happy that you guys are here, and I intend that you all got whatever you came for in this video. I love you guys so, so much, and I appreciate your love and support always. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.